The last person we're going to hear from is from Dean Nergis Mavalvala, Dean of the School of Science, Professor of Physics. And, you know, we live in this building and we all sort of imagine this as our world. But I can tell you, this world would not be possible at all without the support of the MIT administration. And the immediate source of that support is our dean. And it's support for so many of the things that we need here. We go and ask, and Nergis has been incredibly supportive over the years, and following a tradition of deans who have supported us. But also, really importantly, MIT is an institution with values. We value high-quality science. We value collaboration. We value collegiality. And these values really get communicated down, and they influence our promotion processes. So when people come up to tenure, they understand the values of this institution. They're going to be held to very high standards, and so on. And they percolate down through the whole institution. And it's all, people often say, if there's a problem, it starts at the head and percolates down. But it's the opposite too. If the head is really fantastic, that percolates down to the rest of the body. And so we really appreciate all the support we get from the MIT administration and Nergis in particular. So she will have the last word today.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Bob. That's very generous, and it's a pleasure to be here. So look, I do have the closing words, and I want to start just by thanking you all for spending the afternoon with us. So I'm Nergis Mavalvala, and as you heard, I am currently serving as the Dean of Science. I'm also an experimental physicist, and I know I'm standing between you and the reception out there, so I'll make my remarks brief, but I do want to do a few things. The first is to acknowledge sort of this remarkable day we've had hearing about the inception of the McGovern Institute for Brain Research and the groundbreaking, life-changing research that happens here, research that's been at the forefront of brain and cognitive sciences for 25 years. So you've heard all afternoon about the incredible transformations at MIT that the Institute has brought, the McGovern Institute has brought in neuroscience. I want to actually look back at the birth of the McGovern from my perspective. So I was a graduate student here at MIT in physics in the late 1990s, and in fact, my lab was just across the street where the Stata Center stands now, where there was this decrepit building called the Plywood Palace, Building 20, and it was built as an emergency building during the Second World War. It's where radar was invented, by the way, so it's a very historic building. But because it was built as an emergency building, it was built with no codes. So as an experimental physicist, oh my gosh, it was the best place to work. You could break the walls, you could run electricity, you could electrocute yourself. None of it mattered. Okay, so then I go away for my postdoc to Caltech, and I come back in 2002 on the faculty, and there's a new MIT happening. And there's an MIT happening that actually had some of your imprint on it, Lori, because Building 20 was gone, the Stata Center was being built, the Z Center was being built, Building 46 was being built, and suddenly it was an MIT that cared about aesthetics. It was an MIT that cared about light and art in buildings. It was an MIT that paid attention to how we collaborate, how people feel when they work together, how spaces should be designed for that. So, you've been thanked all day for all the amazing neuroscience you've done, but I also want to add that other thank you to you, Lori, and some of your vision that went into transforming the MIT in this other way as well. Visionaries like you and, of course, the late Pat, who saw these research areas that were ever more critical and made the founding gift that gave us a start to an institution that I hope will last forever. Okay? So thank you, Lori. And I also want to thank the whole family. Liz, I know, is here. Allison, who's able to join today, and you all have sort of kept the legacy of the founding vision alive and strong. So thank you all as well. You know, nothing we would do here would be possible without your generosity and your guidance, to be honest. Okay, now I have another very important thank you to do, and that, of course, is to you, Bob. You have been at the helm of the McGovern Institute since 2004, and that's more than 20 years, and it is absolutely thriving. I have never seen such a meteoric rise to an entity that's just 25 years old. Got a great start from you, Phil, and you handed over to the best steward we could have had. So you've created not only a world-class scientific institution, but you've also created a place where everybody loves to come to work. And we heard from the young people here today. You guys agree, right? Yes, okay, good. All right, so look, I'm going to close. So let me first just say again, thank you, Bob, for everything you've done, and your team, Yale, Donna, others who've been here really from the start, so thank you. Okay, so I'm going to close now with my own vision of an absolutely brilliant future for the McGovern Institute. But to do that, I actually have to share a physicist's view of light. Okay? All right. So you all think of space as a vacuum, and a vacuum is empty and nothing happens there. Wrong. From a physicist's perspective, all of space is filled with vacuum fluctuations. Now, what are those for us ordinary people who don't think like, theoretical physicists do? Those are particles and antiparticles that are constantly coming into existence when they meet each other and then decaying into a poof of light. So when you look out at the universe, look out at empty space anywhere, just know that constantly there is this popcorn of light flashes going on all the time because particles are meeting each other, annihilating into light. Light is decaying back into those particles. And that process is going on all the time. And so there is not a single corner of this universe that is perfectly dark. And I'm looking to you, neuroscientists, to help us, especially the ones who work on vision, to help us see that light, okay? We can't perceive it. These flashes last 10 to the minus 21 seconds in our the band that we can look at. But I just want you to know that when you're feeling the darkness, as Laurie reminded us this afternoon, there is always light. So I can't wait to see what the next 25 years will bring for the McGovern Institute, but it will be brilliant, and let's go have a celebration. Thank you.